Hello students, welcome back to Career Power Hyderabad, powered by ATA 24/7. So students, today we'll discuss important current affairs. But before going into the video, let us have a brief discussion about our 5-stage method of the current affairs discussion. So using this method, you can learn current affairs 10 times effectively. So how does this system work? So in this 5-stage method, we have first stage headlines with blank. So the purpose of giving a blank in the headline is to create a question in the mind of the student. So to know the answer, you need to definitely watch stage 2 detailed analysis, where we discuss the entire current affair with static GK points. So this will help you to understand the current affair. So in order to remember the current affairs in a very short way, we use stage 3 one word key points. Using single word, we'll try to remember the current affair. And every day at 7 p.m. in our Telegram channel, we provide MCQs. So based on this video, you can answer the MCQs at 7 p.m. in the Telegram channel, which is our stage 4 important MCQs. Finally, every Monday we have section wise revision. So this will enhance your preparation. So by revising current affair for multiple time, you can remember them for longer time period. So this is our method, students. So first, we'll see the headlines today. Before going into the headlines, please subscribe our YouTube channel, like and share our videos, join the Telegram channel and download the Career Power Hyderabad app. We'll provide the links in the description as well as comment section. So today's important headlines are, so Union Minister for New and Renewable Energy, so he launched a Green Day Ahead Market. So who is our Union Minister for New and Renewable Energy? So who was re-elected as the President of Uzbekistan? So Indo-Canadian citizen was appointed as Canada's Defense Minister. She belongs to Indian descent. So who is that person? So which country has launched their military communication satellite called Sirius? Okay, Sirius 4A. So which state government has launched Go Green scheme? So Flobis is a neobank. They signed whom as their brand ambassador? So who chaired the Ambassadors Roundtable for Defense Expo 2022? India successfully testified their ballistic missile. So it belongs to a popular missile system. So what is the name of the missile? So which bank has tied up with Indigo to launch the Kachang credit card? So which bank and Indian Post Payment Bank are partnering to offer home loans? So PM Modi attended the 16th summit. Which summit recently? So Indo-Pacific Regional Dialogue was commissioned by whom recently in India? So the MSME Ministry, they have launched a new program called the National Level Awareness Program. What is the name of the program? Competition Commission of India, they approved acquisition of 4.99% stake in HDFC Ergo General Insurance Company by which bank? So this particular bank has acquired 4.99 stake in HDFC Ergo. Which bank it is? Finally, the International Animation Day is observed on. So these are the headlines. We'll see detailed analysis today. So Union Minister for New and Renewable Energy, R.K. Singh, he launched a Green Day Ahead Market. So this initiative is mainly to open the renewable energy sector to enable anyone to set up the capacity, sell it to the distribution companies and industries. Very simple. I have a solar plant. I will generate some gigawatts of energy or megawatts of energy. Now I will sell my energy to power distribution companies. So power distribution companies will buy near me. So this is called Green Day Ahead Market. So it is simply buying and selling of electricity. Okay, so these electricity generation and distribution companies, they can buy and sell renewable energy through this open access format. So market based competitive prices will be provided to all these generators, and it will enhance the renewable capacity in the country and building India towards a sustainable and effective, efficient energy economy. So this is the target of this Green Day Ahead program. So this is also making India the only large electricity market in the world to implement a Green Day Ahead market, okay, exclusively for renewable energy. So we are first in the world to launch this Green Day Ahead market. So this will deepen the green market, provide competitive price and opportunity for market participants to trade in green energy. So this is about Green Day Ahead market launched by the New and Renewable Energy Minister, Mr. R.K. Singh. Now coming into international news, Shaukat Mirziyoyev. So he was re-elected as the President of Uzbekistan. So this is his second 5-year term. He is a member of the Uzbekistan Liberal Democratic Party. So he took the office of President in 2016 after the death of the longest serving President of Uzbekistan, Islam Karimov. So he served the country, Islam Karimov, he served the country for nearly 26 years after partitioning from the USSR. Okay, so from the Soviet Republic. Soviet Union, when they partitioned from Soviet Union, this Uzbekistan was ruled by Islam Karimov for nearly 26 years. Then it is now ruled by Shaukat Mirziyoyev. Now it is his second term, so his party won the election. He won the re-election as the president of Uzbekistan. So Uzbekistan capital Tashkent, and Uzbekistan currency Uzbekistani Som, and the current prime minister of Uzbekistan Abdullah Aripov. Okay, so please remember, very very important. Now coming into one more international news, Indo-Canadian Anita Anand was appointed as the Canada's defense minister. Okay, so she is the second woman to be appointed as Canada's defense minister. Okay, so recently reshuffling was done by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. So he announced his new cabinet. So these ministers were sworn by the Governor General of Canada, Mary May Simon, in a ceremony at the Rideau Hall in Ottawa. So in this ceremony, so Indo-Canadian Anita Anand was appointed as the new defense minister. So Canada capital Ottawa, Canada currency is in Canadian dollar. Okay. So next international news, France has launched their military communication satellite Syracuse 4A. So this satellite is launched from the Ariane 5 rocket, their popular rocket, from the Guyana Space Center in French Guiana. Okay, so from this country they have launched their satellite. So this is their launch station, France launch station in French Guiana. So they launched this Syracuse satellite. So this satellite is mainly for the armed forces across the globe to communicate swiftly and securely. It is for mainly the French armed forces to communicate swiftly and securely. So this satellite can survey its close surroundings and move itself to escape any attack. So these are all the facilities of the satellite. So it is developed at a cost of 3.6 billion euros. It is the first French military satellite with the ability to detect other satellites that are trying to gather information from it or trying to destroy it. So it's an advanced technology military satellite. So France capital Paris and France currency, currently they are using euro. So next state news, where Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Bhai Patel has launched Go Green scheme. So this program is mainly to provide two-wheeler electric vehicles at subsidized rates to construction and industrial workers of the state. So this program is to provide electric two-wheelers at subsidized rates. So this aims at reducing the fuel bill of the labor and also to reduce the vehicular pollution. So according to this scheme, industrial labor will get a subsidy of 30% or 30,000, whichever is less, on purchasing a battery powered two-wheeler. And for construction sector workers, 50% subsidy or 30,000, whichever is less, on purchase of this two-wheeler battery operated vehicles. Okay. So this is about the Go Green scheme. So Gujarat Governor Acharya Devvrat and Gujarat Chief Minister, you know him, Bhupendra Bhai Patel, new Chief Minister. So please remember. Now coming into appointments, so Flobiz Neobank, they signed Manoj Bajpayee as their brand ambassador. So Padma Shri awardee, so recently he won a national award for his performance. So Manoj Bajpayee was appointed as the brand ambassador for Flobiz, a neobank for Indian small to medium sized businesses. So he will promote their business seriously campaign to mark the importance of the digital solutions. Okay. So he signed to accelerate their product, My Bill Book. So it's mainly to the small and medium scale business sector to promote the adaptation of My Bill Book. So he will work on this particular activity. So this My Bill Book, generally it is used for the GST billing and accounting software. Okay, so it's a simple to use GST billing and accounting software. So Flobiz has developed this My Bill Book. You can get this app in Apple Store and also Android Store. Okay. Android Play Store. So Flobiz was established in 2019 and headquartered in Bengaluru. So they have produced this app called My Bill Book. Now coming into defense news, Rajnath Singh has chaired the Ambassadors Roundtable for Defense Expo 2022. So in a outreach to friendly foreign countries and also the defense manufacturing industries of the world, so Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has chaired this meeting, the Ambassadors Roundtable for Defense Expo 2022 in New Delhi. So this Defense Expo is Asia's largest defense exhibition. Okay, and the 12th edition is going to be conducted in Gandhinagar in Gujarat in March 2022. So in this roundtable conference, so the ambassadors of foreign countries were explained, they were briefed about the planning arrangements and the details of Defense Expo 2022, which will be held in Gujarat, Gandhinagar on March 10 to 13, 2022. So more than 200 delegates, including ambassadors, heads of missions, defense attaches. They attended this round table, reflecting the growing global interest in the Indian defense space. So Rajnath Singh explained what will happen in this defense expo. So in this meeting, the Chief of Defense Staff Bipin Rawat, Chief of Air Staff VR Chowdhury, and Secretary of Defense Production Raj Kumar and other senior officials have participated in this ambassadors round table. Okay, so let us discuss about Defense Expo. It's a biennial event of the Ministry of Defense showcasing land, naval, air as well as homeland security systems. The main aim of this Defense Expo is to build upon the vision to achieve Atmanirbharta, that is self-reliance in defense, and to reach a $5 billion defense exports target by 2024. The last edition, 11th edition, was held in Lucknow in 2020. Next edition will be held in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Okay, try to remember these points. Now coming into one more defense news, India successfully testified Agni 5 ballistic missile. So this Agni 5 is developed by DRDO. So it's a surface-to-surface ballistic missile which was tested successfully on October 27th from the APJ Abdul Kalam Island in Odisha. It's a nuclear capable intercontinental ballistic missile. So Agni 5 is a nuclear capable intercontinental ballistic missile with a 3-stage solid fueled engine. So it can reach targets up to 5,000 kilometers with high degree of accuracy. So it is a 17 meter long, 2 meter wide, and with a launch weight of 50 ton. This missile can carry a nuclear warhead of more than 1 ton. So see the benefits of this particular Agni 5 missile. So successful test of Agni 5 is with the India's policy of credible minimum deterrence. So we follow a policy of credible minimum deterrence. That means no first use. So these missiles are only when there is an attack on India with nuclear weapons. If we are attacked nuclearly, then only we will use nuclear weapons, or else we do not use nuclear weapons. So that is our policy of credible minimum deterrence, that is no first use. So Agni 5 is a fire and forget missile. So if it is once fired, it cannot be stopped only by except by an interceptor missile. So it is developed under the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. So this was launched by APJ Abdul Kalam to make India self-sufficient in the missile technology. So government approved this project in 1983 and it was completed in 2012. So 5 missiles, Prithvi, Agni, Trishul, Nag, Akash. So simply you can remember as Patna. So these missiles were developed under this Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. So here is the list of all the Agni missiles. Agni 1 with a range of 800 km, Agni 2 range of 2000, Agni 3 2500, Agni 4 2500, and it is a road mobile launcher. You can launch it from a mobile launcher. So Agni 5 is an intercontinental ballistic missile with a range of 5000, and recently is Agni Prime, Agni P, which is a canisterized missile. That means you can simply load it on a truck and you can release it, you can fire it. So with a capacity of 1000 to 2000 km. So these are the current Agni missiles, so try to remember them. So who designed this? It is by DRDO, established in 1958, headquarter New Delhi. Current chairman is G. Satish Reddy. Okay, so remember all these points. Now coming into agreements, Kotak Mahindra Bank has tied up with Indigo to launch the Kachan credit card. So this is a co-branded credit card. So this credit card is launched under the Indigo 6E rewards program. So it will be linked with the members to earn rewards using the card on Indigo and other merchants. Okay. So the total there are 2 variants of this card, 6E rewards and 6E rewards XL, offering exclusive travel benefits for domestic and international travel. So Kotak Mahindra Bank established 2003, headquarter Mumbai. Indigo established 2005, headquarter is in Gurugram, Haryana. Now coming into one more agreement news, HDFC Bank and Indian Post Payment Bank, they have partnered to offer home loans. Okay, so this is a strategic partnership to offer HDFC home loans to the 4.7 crore customers of the Indian Post Payment Bank with a network of 650 branches and 1.36 lakh banking access points. HDFC will provide loans to all the Indian Post Payment Bank customers. So this will promote affordable housing in the remotest locations of India. Under this partnership, the Indian Post Payment Bank will offer home loans for customers in unbanked underserved areas through their 1,90,000 banking service providers, as well as who include Postman and Grameen Dak Sevaks. So this Indian Post Payment Bank is incorporated as a payment banking company under Section 22 of the Banking Regulation Act, established in 2018 and headquarters is in New Delhi. Now coming to what is this concept of payment bank. So payment bank is like any other bank but operating on a smaller or restricted scale. There is no credit involvement in these payment banks. They carry out most of the banking operations but cannot advance loan or issue credit cards. So they don't provide any loans. They can accept demand deposits only, savings and current deposits but not time deposits. They don't accept fixed deposits. They only accept savings and current deposits. Okay, I mean current accounts. So this payment bank was they cannot also even set up subsidiaries to take any other non-banking financial service activities. So mainly these banks were established to penetrate into the rural banking areas, to access to diversified services and for social and financial inclusion. So the committee headed by Nachkit Moore, so he recommended the setting up of these payment banks to cater to the lower income groups and small businesses. So Airtel Payment Bank is the first to be established in India. Today now we also have the Indian Post Payment Bank. So HDFC Bank, which partnered with Indian Post Payment Bank to offer home loans. HDFC Bank established 1994, headquarters is in Mumbai. Now coming into summits and conferences, PM Modi attended the 16th East Asia Summit virtually. So this summit was held on October 27 and PM Modi reaffirmed India's focus on free, open, inclusive Indo-Pacific and the principle of ASEAN centrality in the region. So the 16th East Asia Summit was chaired by Brunei. So and this is the 7th summit for PM Modi. So the summit ended with adoption of 3 statements. They are mental health, economic recovery through tourism and sustainable recovery. So this East Asia Summit was established in 2005. It's a premium leader-led forum in the Asia-Pacific region, dealing with issues like security and defense for strategic geopolitical economic evolution of the East Asia. So the members of East Asia are 10 ASEAN members and India, China, Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, USA and Russia. The first summit was held in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia in 2005 and now the recent one is held by Brunei virtually. India is founding member of this East Asia Summit. Okay, do remember all these points, very important. Now coming into one more summit, Indo-Pacific Regional Dialogue commences. So this is organized by Indian Navy. It's a 3-day online event on 27, 28, 29 October. And the theme for this year is Evolution in Maritime Strategy during 21st Century, Imperatives, Challenges and Way Ahead. And this summit also has 8 specific sub-themes. Okay. So this summit is conducted by Indian Navy with the help of National Maritime Foundation, the knowledge partner of this particular Indo-Pacific Regional Dialogue and the chief organizer of this dialogue. So this Indo-Pacific Regional Dialogue is an apex international annual conference of the Indian Navy, first conducted in 2018, aimed to review both opportunities and challenges that arise within the Indo-Pacific. Okay, so this is to study the Indo-Pacific region by Indian Navy and the National Maritime Foundation. So next we will see important program called Sambhav. So the MSME industry, the Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, so they have launched Sambhav, the national level awareness program. So this is mainly to promote youth in entrepreneurship. So this program is launched by the Ministry of MSME, Minister of MSME Narayan Rane in New Delhi. So it's a mass outreach program. It's a 1-month long initiative by the ministry in which students from different colleges, different ITS across the country will be encouraged by 130 field officers of the ministry to take up entrepreneurship. So during this campaign, college students will be made aware of various schemes implemented by the ministry through various audio and video film presentations. So main objective is to encourage students to take up entrepreneurship. So this awareness programs will be conducted in 1300 colleges where 1,50,000 students are expected to participate. So this is about the Sambhav national level awareness program. So next business news, Competition Commission of India has approved acquisition of 4.99% stake in HDFC Ergo by the HDFC Bank. So HDFC Bank will acquire 3.56 crore shares or simply 4.99% stake with the total amount of 1906 crores. So using 1906 crores, HDFC Bank is acquiring 4.99% stake in the HDFC Ergo General Insurance Company. So this HDFC Ergo General Insurance Company is a joint venture between HDFC Bank and the European insurance company Ergo International AG. So this proposed combination, okay, will help the HDFC to participate in growth opportunity of the insurance company to create long-term value for its shareholders. So HDFC Bank established 1994, headquarters Mumbai. HDFC Ergo established in 2002, headquarters is in Mumbai. Okay. So what is Competition Commission of India? We have seen this term called Competition Commission of India. So it's a chief national competition regulator in India. It is a statutory body within the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, responsible for ensuring the Competition Act 2002. Okay, that is enforcing the Competition Act 2002 to promote competition, to prevent activities that are affecting the competition in the country. So they mainly regulate the competition in the market. Okay, so it is established in 2003 and headquarters is in New Delhi. Do remember these points. Lastly, we'll see the important day for today. International Animation Day is observed on 28th October. This day is mainly to celebrate the art of animation, recognize the artists, scientists and technicians behind animation. So this year marks the 20th International Animation Day, which was created by the International Animated Film Association in 2002, which is a member of UNESCO. So this International Animated Film Association was established in 1960 and headquartered in Annecy in the France, in the country of France. So International Animation Day observed on 28th October. So quickly we'll revise all the one-word key points. So Union Minister for New and Renewable Energy R.K. Singh has launched Green Day Ahead Market. Shaukat Mirziyoyev is the new president of Uzbekistan. Anita Anand is the new Canada Defense Minister. France has launched their military communication satellite Syracuse 4A. Gujarat has launched Go Green scheme. So Flowbiz Neobank brand ambassador is Manoj Bajpayee. Rajnath Singh chaired the Ambassador Roundtable for Defense Expo 2022. India successfully tested their intercontinental ballistic missile Agni 5. Kotak Mahindra Bank and Indigo have launched Kachang credit card. HDFC and India Post Payment Bank are now planning to offer loans. So PM Modi attended the 16th East Asia Summit, which was chaired by Brunei. Indo-Pacific Regional Dialogue is conducted by the Indian Navy and the National Maritime Foundation. Sambhav is a new program, a national level awareness program by the MSME Ministry. Okay, so HDFC Bank acquired 4.99% stake in the insurance company of HDFC Ergo Insurance Company. So International Animation Day is observed on 28th October. So these are all the current affairs for today. So please subscribe the channel, like and share our videos, join the Telegram channel, download the Career Power Hyderabad app. We'll provide the links in the description as well as comment section. So thank you students, we'll meet in the next class.